Welcome back to the River City Hardball Podcast. We're presented by DBAT Jacksonville, and it's always a pleasure every summer to partner with our friends at the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. And joining us tonight, Landen Moore is a right-handed pitcher from Trinity Christian. That's where he went to high school here in Jacksonville. He is going into his sophomore year of college right now in the portal, so we'll talk about that. Landen is with the Dolphins here in the CCBL. Also joining us tonight is Ben Shaffer, an infielder, first base and third baseman. And he plays his college baseball at Florida National University, and he's playing right now for the Sharks here in the CCBL. Guys, thanks so much for jumping on with us. We got two local guys. Ben is from Christchurch Academy in Jacksonville, and as we mentioned, Landen is from Trinity Christian. Landen, I'll start with you. The Conquerors, your school that you went to, I was really pulling for you guys, try to get that state championship this year. You guys almost got through. That was a pretty close one this year.
Yes, sir. Coach Murph's a very good high school coach. He coaches the guys well, and a very talented young team. And they came up a little short, but they'll definitely be there next year for sure.
Landen, you're proud of Trinity. You're wearing your hat and your shirt. I love that. Tell me about what your experience was like there at Trinity.
I went there my freshman year, which was Murph's first year, and kind of new coach. Wasn't really sure much about it, but he kind of made it feel like perfect. I really liked him as a coach. He treated me well, and definitely one of the best coaches in Jacksonville for sure.
And since we've got two Jacksonville guys on here, I want to talk to you guys about your high school career going forward. After that, Ben, you went to Christchurch Academy. Tell me about your experience there.
I played baseball there for 4 years. I loved every second of it. A good group of guys. I played for Coach Kurt Dugan for my 4 years there. He was a great coach. We had a lot of support for us. So it was a great time, I'd say, yeah.
Ben, you're now in your third year at the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. First of all, how did you find out about this league? It's obviously a local league, but it's now gone national. There's guys that come up from all over the place in this league. But tell me how you found out about the CCBL and what's your experience been like in these 3 years.
Yeah, so I started in South Florida in the Palm Beach League, and I was looking for different leagues closer to home, and I found this one, and it's right by my house pretty much. So I've enjoyed my experience here every year. I mean, Chris brings in a lot of good guys every year. There's a lot of competition, a lot of good pitching, and I appreciate that as a hitter. And it's been a great 3 years so far.
Ben, is this a league that you tell your friends about? Like, hey, you guys got to check this out. If you're playing baseball, you need to check it out.
Definitely. Always try to bring some guys over here from other teams and stuff like that. I think it's a great experience, and everything's set up pretty well. It's pretty easy to access everything. We got the DBAT for the players. Everything's run really well.
Landen, you're in the transfer portal right now. You're going into your sophomore year of college. Tell me what that experience is like, because the transfer portal is crazy, right? I mean, it's a wild thing that's going on right now.
Yes, sir. It's definitely rough. There's a lot of kids in the portal nowadays. I'm just trying to find where I can go somewhere close to home, but not that's where I'm going to develop a lot. I'm big on development, and I want to get better every year.
Landen, you're a pitcher. How would you describe yourself on the pitcher's mound?
I'd say I try to go right at guys, and I'm pretty good with it. I mean, I go right at them, and I stay in the zone, and I try to get outs quick. I throw subs, so try to get outs quick and throw as least amount of pitches I can.
Submarine pitchers are pretty unique guys. Where did you learn that? How did that come about for you?
Actually, my 8th grade coach at Trinity looked at me and he goes, "Len, you're not going to be 6'4", and you're not going to throw 100. So here's how you're going to get outs. You're going to drop underneath." And ever since 8th grade, I've been doing it.
What's it like? Because I've never tried it. When I play, we were messing around with trying to throw a knuckleball and stuff like that. But, I don't know that I've ever tried to throw submarine. How difficult was that to adjust to, or was it difficult for you?
To me, it wasn't that difficult. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of time took me a year to really get fluent with it. But I would say it takes a little bit of time, but it's definitely, if you don't throw that hard, it's definitely worth it.
What pitches do you throw as a sub?
I throw a sinker, a changeup, and a slider.
And were there any pitchers that you watched? I got to go watch video of this guy because he does what I do. Is there somebody that comes to mind like that that you try to model yourself after?
Not really, because there's not really many guys that throw sub in the league, and I think there's maybe one or two.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is a unique thing. Ben, how would you as a hitter approach a submarine pitcher yourself?
Pretty much just stay on pitches you can pull because that slider is going to move. That thing's going to move away from you. So middle, inside, if you're less than 2 strikes, I'd say those are your pitches to swing at, and pretty much just try to get hits opposite field if you get behind in the count because they're going to come at you across the plate.
Ben, you play, first base, third base. Was that what you played in high school? Have you developed into new positions? Tell me about that.
I actually started off my freshman year as a catcher. Then I started to grow, and they told me I should start playing first and third, and I've been there ever since.
Ben, tell me about Florida National down in Hialeah, Florida.
It's hot, but it's really well, it's really good baseball. Got a great group of guys on our team. Great. It feels like a brotherhood down there. It's a different atmosphere, and it's a great atmosphere to be in.
I told you before we went on the air that my first experience in Hialeah was kind of I will be it honest, it was kind of culture shock because I was not ready for English to be the minority language down there, which was interesting. But you got to speak a little Spanish down there, don't you?
You got to speak quite a bit. You can't go
Yeah.
order a burger at McDonald's. You gotta.
What I mean, what was that adjustment period like for you coming from Jacksonville down to South Florida like that?
I got lucky because I've known a couple of guys for a while that have helped teach me Spanish, so I was able to speak pretty much all I needed to when I got down there, and then my teammates obviously have helped me out a lot with that and adjusting.
We're speaking tonight with Landen Moore and Ben Shaffer from the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. Landen is a pitcher with the Dolphins, and Ben is an infielder with the Sharks. A few more minutes here with you guys. Landen, tell me about the places that you've played. You're probably both familiar with Atlantic Coast. You also play at the brand new Bragan Baseball Complex. Landen, you first. Have you had a chance to play there yet, and what do you think of that field?
Yes, sir. I played at the Bragan Complex like a week ago. It's definitely a nice addition to Jacksonville. It adds to where we can play at, and it's definitely a nice field.
As a pitcher, what do you think of the turf?
My college was turf, so I've been pitching on turf for the last couple of years. I don't. It doesn't really bother me to pitch on turf versus dirt. I probably would rather pitch on turf because it helps my infield get easier ground balls and stuff.
Yeah, there's no hops. At least there shouldn't be any hops in that turf. But Ben, what about you? Have you played there at the Bragan Complex yet?
Yes, we've played 2 games over there, and it's a beautiful complex. It's a really nice addition, like he was saying. The hops are always nice as an infielder getting those turf hops. It's a little bit hotter, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much again for your time tonight. Tell me what's next for you, Ben. First of all, with you, as far as what's next on your schedule for these games this week, and tell me about your college experience. What's coming up for you?
I'm just gonna try to keep my approach at the plate, get some more hits, keep trying to help the team, and then for my next year, I'm going back to Florida National again to play my next season. So I'm excited about that as well.
Awesome. And Landen, you're in the transfer portal. What's your approach at this point with the portal? Are you kind of trying to reach out to coaches? What's your approach right now?
I am fortunate that my high school coaches have pretty good connections with a couple of colleges, so they're going to talk to a couple of colleges for me. I'm going to reach out to a couple, try to find a place that's going to treat me like home and that has a really good development program for me to develop over the next couple of years with my 3 years of eligibility left.
And you'd like to be, what, 3 or 4 hours away from Jacksonville, something like that?
Yes, sir. Remotely close to home. That way I can see my family still. They can see me play.
Good stuff. What's your next game, Landen? What's your next game in this league? When do you play next?
Saturday. We play Saturday at 9 at St. Augustine.
Oh, that's right. You guys are going to make a trip to St. Augustine. You guys are probably familiar with there, being from the Jacksonville area. Ben, when's your next game? When do you play?
We play tomorrow at the new Bragan Complex at 6:30, so I'm excited for that.
Awesome. I'll be out there. I'll be the one doing the public address, so I'll be announcing your name tomorrow night. So looking forward to that. So All right, Ben Shaffer and Landen Moore from the Coastal Collegiate Baseball League, two Jacksonville guys playing here in the CCBL in the summertime. Guys, thanks so much for a few minutes of your time tonight, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.